Miss Katie, we are back with CHUMChildren Online Sunday School. I am so happy that you have come back to see me and my camel friend with the floppy neck. I have some really great things to share with you today, some special guests at the very end, and we are continuing with our epic story about Moses. So I'm super glad that you're able to join us today. So here is our memory verse that we have been learning, and let's read this together. It comes from Isaiah chapter 40, verse 28. The Lord is the everlasting God, the creator of the ends of the earth. He will not grow tired or weary, and his understanding no one can fathom. So, like I said, I am super excited today that we have a very special, actually 2 special guests who are joining us for the end of this video. It's not me, it's not the camel. 2 people, or 2 individuals, I'll say, that I'm really excited for you to hear from. So that's actually my Yay God moment for today. Remember, we look for Yay God moments anytime that we see God around us doing something really special. So if you have a Yay God moment, it might be hard to see on the screen, but you can ask a grown-up to email me or get a hold of me somehow and tell me your Yay God moments. I want to hear from you kids to hear what and how you are seeing God around you. So, we have been talking about this guy right up here. His name is Moses. I'm going to put our camel friend down. Moses is a guy who's really important in the big God story. He is someone who God knew was going to do amazing things to help some really special people, God's chosen people, the Israelites. Now, they, remember, were being controlled by this guy over here. Do you remember what we call him? Pharaoh. Now, Pharaoh was a really mean guy. He just was really awful and made the Israelites do a lot of things they didn't want to do. And remember, God said that he was going to free the Israelites because the Israelites prayed and knew that God was in control and would help them through everything. So, tree's kind of in the way. We had these plagues. So God sent down all these things to happen, not to the Israelites, but to the Egyptians and Pharaoh. Because remember, Moses would ask, "Let my people go," and Pharaoh every time would say, "No." Remember we did that? That was a lot of fun. If you don't know what I'm doing or talking about, check out last week's video. That'll clear some things up. So anyways, so God had some of these things happen to the Egyptians. There was hail, there were frogs, there was locusts. They got these itchy bumps on them. It was not a fun time. And every time that happened, Moses would ask God, what else are we going to do? Pharaoh is not letting the Israelites go, and God is in control. God will provide for us. He is the most incredible thing to ever happen to us because he loves us so much, and he will do anything for us. So I'm going to move over so you can read this first. God spoke to Moses and Aaron and asked them to speak to all the Israelites. This was going to be a special time for the Israelites, and God wanted them to remember it forever. So all these things are happening to the Egyptians, and they really want to be freed from Pharaoh. And it's not happening. So Moses and his brother Aaron had a conversation with God. They would pray to God, and God would speak to them and say, "God, we really want to be free. We want to free the Israelites. What is going to happen?" And God said, "I'm going to create something that they called Passover. And this is going to be the start of your new life for all the Israelites. And you're going to celebrate this for generations and generations and generations." So God still had a couple things up his sleeve. He was ready to go. And he was going to make sure that the Israelites would be freed from Pharaoh. Remember, Pharaoh didn't believe in God. He didn't think that God is powerful and could do everything, but we know that that is not the case. So, God told Moses to tell the Israelites to go and take a lamb and take its blood and put it around the door frame of their home. So they went to the outside of their home and they took the blood from the lamb and they painted it all on the doorway. Now you're probably thinking, why would that happen? That is super, super gross. But remember, God has a plan for everything, and he knew how he was going to save the Israelites. Exodus chapter 12, verses 13 and 14. The blood will be your sign on the houses where you live. Whenever I see the blood, I'll pass over you. No plague will destroy you when I strike the land of Egypt. This day will be a day of remembering for you. You will observe it as a festival to the Lord. You will observe it in every generation as a regulation for all time. Gotta mess it up at the end. That's okay. So, this was God speaking to Moses and Aaron, saying, if they put the blood on the doorway, which only the Israelites were going to know, the Egyptians weren't ever going to find this out, they would know that that would keep them safe. And when God would come down from heaven to Egypt, he would see that blood and know, this is where an Israelite lives. These are my people. I'm not going to hurt them, which is so amazing that God wanted to make sure that all of his people would stay safe. The Israelites obeyed God, and they covered their door frames, and they ate flatbread and lamb. During the night, God passed over Egypt, and the firstborn sons of the Egyptians died. So, God gave very, very specific instructions in the Bible of exactly what was going to happen. If you think of a to-do list, kind of like a grocery list or something that you need to do everything on that list, that's exactly what God was telling Moses and Aaron to tell to the Israelites. Exactly when to do this, what to eat. So they ate this flatbread, it's kind of like a cracker, and then lamb. And they were supposed to stay in their houses and not do anything and just be there. So they had all these instructions that they knew God wanted them to listen to so that they would stay safe. And like it said, what was going to happen was going to be really, really crazy and really important and really sad for a lot of the Egyptians. So their firstborn sons were going to die in the night. It's tough to hear. And it's really sad to think about, but God needed to make sure that the Israelites got out of Egypt, and he was going to make sure that the Israelites stayed safe because they believed in God and knew that God was going to take care of them. Pharaoh told Moses and Aaron that the Israelites could leave to worship God in the wilderness. The Israelites quickly got their things and left Egypt. They had been there for 430 years, and now God had set them free. God gives new life, but Pharaoh changed his mind and went after the Israelites to bring them back. Finally, after this last plague, when this terrible thing happened, Pharaoh finally realized, wow, God is super powerful, and I've got to let these Israelites go because this is just too much. We cannot handle this any longer. Whatever, let the Israelites go. I don't care. Israelites had been there for 430 years. That's generations and generations and generations had lived in Egypt, working for Pharaoh and not being treated like they should have been. But like you just heard, once the Israelites left, and they left as quick as they could, they knew that this was not going to be something that they could just take their time and pack nicely and just take a leisurely stroll just to get out to the wilderness. No, they took their stuff and they ran. And Pharaoh, after they left, said, you know what? I miss these Israelites. I want them to come back. So he got on a chariot, he got his soldiers and said, let's go after them. Ooh, before I walk away to read this. So what happened was the Israelites, they're going and they are following God and the path that God has for them. And then they come to this. This is the Red Sea. So like an ocean. So a big body of water that they were not going to be able to walk around. They had this in front of them. But even more importantly, they had the Egyptians behind them, and they knew they needed to get out of there and figure out what they were going to do. Here's a really cool story. Exodus chapter 14, verses 13 and 14. Moses answered the people, do not be afraid, stand firm, and you will see the deliverance of the Lord will bring you today. And the Egyptians will see you today. You will never see again. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. If you were in CHUMChildren last year, so if you came to Sunday school here in the large group, do you remember that verse? The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. That was one of our memory verses. And it's something that I still remember to this day. This is exactly where it comes from in the big God story. So God is telling the Israelites, it's going to be okay. You just need to trust me on this. So watch what happens. Moses was told by God to raise his staff to the water. Here's what happens. He raises his staff, and the water parts. So this is the land under the sea. And they are told that this is the way that they can go and get away and get to freedom. So Moses said, let's go. It's time for us to go through the sea. And if you can see back here, it's probably hard to see because, the picture isn't super big. There's a whale back there and there are fish back there. So all the sea life was still around them, but they were able to go through the Red Sea. The Israelites had finally made it out of the Red Sea, and the Egyptians, you can see right in there, they were still on their way trying to catch the Israelites. As soon as Moses had gotten all the Israelites out of there and lowered his staff, the water came crashing down. The Israelites were freed finally after 430 years because they trusted God and knew God was going to be with them. How cool is that? Now, it is time for our special guests. You may know them. You may know one of them. You may not know who they are at all. But let me show you. And now, our special guests making their CHUMChildren online debut. That's Miss Emily and her new puppy, who she's going to introduce you to in this video. So sit back, relax, and enjoy a special message from Miss Emily, our 4th grade teacher.
Miss Emily and Leva, my new pup. I got my puppy over quarantine, so we're working on training and not eating sticks. Give it. I wanted to check in with you guys and see how you're doing. I wanted to just send you guys a quick video message, giving you my best wishes and letting you know that I'm praying for you guys. I'm thinking about you guys. I'm missing you guys. I'm in your corner. I'm rooting for you guys. I know this school year is probably pretty different. Maybe you are online, or maybe you're a mix of online and person, or maybe you're in person, but I'm sure school's set up a little bit differently. So I just want you guys to know that I'm praying for you. in the uncertainty. And I'm praying that you are still doing well in school. I'm sure you all are. You're very smart. And I'm praying that you guys are able to trust in God and find your strength in God during these weird times. I wanted to share a Yay God moment with you guys today, and I hope that you guys are seeing some Yay God moments in your lives. I'm sure they're around you. You just have to look for them, and you have to know that God's in control of everything, even the things that seem little. God's in control. So my Yay God moment, some of you guys know I'm in school too. I'm in college. I'm in nursing school. And today I took my final for my second to last class. I have 8 weeks left of nursing school, and then I will officially graduate, which is very exciting. And so my Yay God moment is that I took my final today and I passed my final, and I'm moving on to my last class of nursing school. So that's a big Yay God moment for me and my friends. We're very excited to be moving on. Another prayer that I think of for you guys often is that I pray that as you get older, you continue to trust in God and His plan for your lives, whether it's college or trade school or going right to work or the military or whatever God has planned for you guys in your futures. I just pray that you can trust in Him. I know that's something that was hard for me along the way, and so I just pray that it happens for you guys and you just can trust in God when the time comes. So, like I said, I've been praying for you guys a lot. I miss you guys. I can't wait to see you guys again. I would love to hear how you're doing. If you want to send me an email, Miss Katie has my email address. Have your parents help you. Send me an email. Tell me your Yay God moments. Tell me how school's going, what you're doing, what's exciting, and what you need prayers for. I'd love to be able to pray for you and support you guys from a distance. So hang in there. Keep your faith in God. Keep trusting God. I'm praying for you. I love you guys. I miss you guys. Me and Leva are going to keep hanging out here in the fall, enjoying the weather as long as we can. She's going to keep eating sticks. See you guys.
How great was that? We got to hear from Miss Emily and Leva. Oh, I am so happy that Miss Emily got Leva, because I know that I really love my puppy, and a new puppy is something that's really cool. And an older puppy too. Puppies of all ages. I love them, and I hope you love them too. So my Yay God moment was hearing from Miss Emily and Leva. So I have a stone for that, a rock for a rock wall. And then Miss Emily's Yay God moment of she really had a tough test and she was really scared about it, and she passed it and her friends passed it. So that's super exciting. So I'm giving her a big rock for a rock wall for that. And then Leva was just really cute, and she had a lot of fun with the sticks. So for that, I think she was really excited and probably really thankful that she got to play with that. So I'm giving her a rock for a rock wall too. If you have any Yay God moments and you want rocks to go on our rock wall, give me an email, tell your parents to let me know, and I would love to do that. Also, if you want to get a hold of Miss Emily like she asked, and you want her to talk to you or pray for you, again, ask your grown-up to let me know. I will be happy to get that information to you. So we are going to pray, and then I'm going to read this thing that's right behind me that I'm kind of trying to block so you can't read it yet. All right, let's pray. Dear God, thank you so much for us coming together today from our homes or wherever we are. God, thank you for teaching us a story about how much you love the Israelites, and knowing that you love us so much and will take care of us no matter what we're going through. God, it can be really frustrating being at home right now or whatever we're trying to do, but you are with us. You are going to take care of us, and you love us because we are your children. Help us this week. Help us to have fun and smiles, and even those days where we're a little sad, it's okay. Help us to see you around us. It's in your name we pray, amen. All right, my little announcement behind me is we have some big exciting news for CHUMChildren in the coming weeks. So be on the lookout for those announcements. Okay, it wasn't exactly probably what you were looking for. You really wanted to know exactly what's going on, but I have something really fun planned, and our team of people are really excited, so stay tuned. You'll learn more soon. All right, bye.